Did you know that the brain can learn how to take detours? It's called neuroplasticity. Developing new neural pathways is a hot topic for scientists now and is loaded with possibilities for those who have had memory problems, had a traumatic brain injury, or have had surgery in the brain. Hi, Karen. Hi, I'm Mary Bourne, traditional naturopath, and I love sharing natural remedies with people for better health. Today with me is my dear friend and neighbor,
Morning.
Deb, and we're going to discuss brain health. The whole month of October we've been discussing brain health. So last week we discussed that the brain can develop new brain cells, which was up until maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago, was thought an impossibility. Scientists thought that the brain cells you were born with was all you got and that's it. And that was pretty depressing. So it was really great that they got better equipment and they could determine that the brain, in fact, does grow new cells. So that's called neurogenesis. And by the time you are 50, all the neurons in your hippocampus, the brain's memory center, will have been replaced. This means the brain has the capacity to heal. So, but it begs the question, it's like, how does it store these memories? So there's something called brain-derived neurotropic factor. Now, it may seem like a big mouthful, but of course, brain-derived, it comes from the brain. Neuro means the nervous system, and then tropic factor. So it's called BDNF for short. And it is a signaling protein that retains the memory and passes it on to the neuron. You might have seen something that looks like two fists bumping almost together, and they don't touch. So the brain, the signaling has to be strong enough to jump to the next neuron. So we want to keep the BDNF, not only lots of it, we want to keep it as healthy as possible so it can really jump across and each neuron remembers the memory as it happened. Sometimes when, like if you hear a rumor and somebody says something and by the time it comes back to you, it is totally not the same thing. So this is what BDNF does. So there's a lot of videos on YouTube about it. If you want more information, just look up BDNF on YouTube and you'll learn more than you ever wanted to know. But what they do know is that in the brains of Alzheimer's patients, this BDNF is reduced. Therefore, anything we can do to increase the viability of this protein will be helpful in deterring this condition. So another fact about BDNF is this. How fast you learn depends on a healthy amount of BDNF. So improving it can help with focus and learning. So this isn't just for old people, okay? This is for a lot of people. We all have BDNF, and the degree with which we have it depends on how well we learn, how quickly we learn. Maybe not make the same mistake twice. So alongside of increasing BDNF is the health of the hippocampus. This portion of the brain is very important in memory interpretation, and developing new memories. If this is damaged, one tends to live in the past. The neurons will connect to different areas of the brain that control movement and skill processing. For example, using a key. Last week I said the difference between someone with mild cognitive impairment and dementia is that one knows what a key is for and the other one doesn't. So it takes neural connections to drive a car. It takes a good response time and decision making. So one should never think that you can do two things at once, like text and drive. It takes seconds to have an accident. And a lot of us eat and drink while we drive. Drinking coffee while you drive has caused many accidents. Eating, trying to pay attention to what you're eating and what's going on around you. Just, stop, take a break, go to a park, have a lunch or breakfast, and 5 minutes, you're done, and you will not have caused an accident. Smoking, my goodness, I can remember when people would smoke and drive. Now they're vaping and driving, and it's just crazy. So drive with two hands on the wheel. So one of the symptoms of early diagnosis of dementia is not knowing where you are. You can't recognize the street or the surroundings, but now with GPS, you can plug in home and it will take you home. So doctors are getting patients later in their diagnosis, and I personally don't think this is a good idea, but I love my GPS just like you. So we do want to support the brain, and we know that taking a supplement like Super Omega is very beneficial. The brain needs healthy fats. We have been sold a bill of goods where that goes. We have been told that fat is bad, and we went 30 years with fat-free or low-fat or whatever. And yes, there is bad fat, but there's good fat that we need, like healthy butters and eggs and grass-fed beef is a wonderful source of good, healthy fats. So last week I spoke of turmeric curcumin, and this is a wonderful nutrient spice that supports the health of the brain, and it increases brain-derived neurotrophic factor. So we also know that it calms chronic inflammation, which can destroy BDNF. So trusting the source of your supplements is a huge part on whether or not they're going to be effective. If your source doesn't test every batch for contaminants and heavy metals and dirt, turmeric is a root. And if it isn't cleaned properly, there's going to be some dirt. And most supplement companies accept that as, well, it's a root. My company doesn't accept any dirt, no contaminants, no heavy metals. So dosage depends on whether or not you're getting the constituents in that herb that have been shown beneficial in studies. So another nutrient important for brain health is magnesium. Due to poor soil conditions, this mineral has been lost to Mother Earth. Conventional agriculture with its sprays and that does not concentrate on developing good soil. It concentrates on the food, the end product, fertilizer, all sorts of things, and what we've lost due to that poor farming is the magnesium element. And L-threonate is, now there's all kinds of magnesium. There's magnesium that goes to the bowel and helps relax it so you can have a good bowel movement. There's magnesium for the heart. There's magnesium for the muscles. Now the magnesium, hi Kirk, the magnesium we're talking about for the brain is called L-threonate. Now, according to studies from MIT, rapid absorption and ability to enter the brain enables this magnesium to structurally reverse certain aspects of brain aging. Now, how great is that? So a recent human study demonstrates the benefits of magnesium L-threonate in adults and cognitive dysfunction, sleep disorders, and anxiety. The most startling finding is a reversal of more than 9 years in clinical measures of brain aging in people with supplemented magnesium L-threonate. Now, the one that I prefer is called MindMax. How great is that? Now, you can get these sheets from my website, boardforhealth.com. Just go on Herb Encyclopedia, click on it. It's an alphabetical listing, and you can find out all about MindMax on that site. But the reason I love this product is along with the L-threonate, it has gotu kola, which is an herb shown beneficial to memory, attention span, and concentration. And it includes bacopa, which supports alertness, memory acquisition, recall, comprehension, and concentration. So the average attention span for the notoriously ill-focused goldfish is 9 seconds. So according to Microsoft, who did a study, people now generally lose concentration after 8 seconds. So we have less concentration than the goldfish.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So, yeah. So our devices are making us dumb. However, there is an app you can get called Elevate, Elevate, and it helps you develop new and remember old ways of thinking. You play the games, it's all about spelling and composition and grammar and syntax and math. And every day you try to increase your score. It's really, if you have the right attitude, it can be kind of fun. It's not for everybody. So, excuse me a minute. Each Monday I send out an electronic newsletter called an e-gram. And it looks like this. And yesterday's topic was on huperzine A. And this, if you want it delivered to your inbox, just send me an email, Dr. Mary at bornforhealth.com, and I will be happy to send it to you. It's absolutely free. You can stop it at any time. But in this week's electronic news, the advantages of taking the herb Chinese club moss, where huperzine A comes from, is increasing BDNF. And so according to a study published in PubMed, the safety of it is incredible. So why not? You can look that study up, BDNF and huperzine A, and get the full study from PubMed. So if you're finding this helpful, please click on the hearts and little thumbs up and comment. I will get back with you as soon as possible. And if you have something more personal, just email me, Dr. Mary at bornforhealth.com, and I'll send you some resources or answer your questions to the best of my ability. And you can check out the information on my website, bornforhealth.com. So some herbs that support good brain health are ginkgo, gotu kola, bacopa, and lecithin. Now, I love the product called Brain Protects with huperzine. I actually spoke about it last week, but what they're finding out, this product contains lecithin made from organic soy because it is, such a great source of phosphatidylserine, known as PS. And it can help also to increase BDNF. So some essential oils that have been shown to support brain health are sage, rosemary, and peppermint. Essential oils work with the limbic system. This system includes the saliva, the mucous membranes, so all of those membranes in the sinuses, and so when you're breathing it in, you are actually connecting it, sending it right to the hippocampus and the hypothalamus and the amygdala. So this is a little picture of the brain. You can get these if you go on the internet, Google images, and learn about where everything is in the brain. So we have here the hypothalamus, which looks like this kind of a wormy looking thing. You have the amygdala. The hypothalamus is below the thalamus, so hypo means below. And then you have the pituitary gland, which most people wonder, where's the pituitary gland, because there is a connection between the pituitary sending messages to the adrenal. So it's the hippocampus, the pituitary adrenal axis, and that's another signaling message that works on hormones. So
is that right or left brain?
That's the brain, the entire brain.
Oh, the entire
yes,
brain.
That's a section of the entire brain, but that's a good question. So essential oils easily pass through what's called the blood-brain barrier. Now, the reason the brain can't get some nutrition is because it can't pass through this barrier. Unfortunately, things like aspartame do pass through this membrane and cause havoc. So there are a lot of things that are affecting the brain that we take in on a daily basis that we have no clue. Solvents, remember, the brain is having a fat brain is good, but solvents will reduce that fat or break it down. So breathing in solvents is not a good thing. So breathing in pure organic essential oils is a good thing. So we want to calm inflammation, and lavender has been beautiful in calming inflammation and anxiety. It's been helpful for a sleep aid. So I love lavender, but not everybody does. Now, one of the things they've shown some great success with is cinnamon leaf in old folks' home. When senior centers, they put out cinnamon, it just triggers some happy memories of baking and good childhood memories they found. So there are many studies showing the positive effects of frankincense on the reduction of brain tumors. So just inhaling the scent can be beneficial, but actually putting it on the base of the skull where it meets the neck and the back, the cervical spine, is really a good thing too. People have found that to be very helpful. There's lots of information about Parkinson's and frankincense, and so lemon balm, known as Melissa, has many studies showing the benefits in calming anxiety and in those who have runaway brain. You might have had that experience where, this thing is really going in, you just cannot get rid of this thought, and it's just cycling like a cyclone and bringing you right down to depression. And Melissa lemon balm is very beneficial in getting you out of that situation, just breathing it in, and it will help you to be able to move through those layers of runaway brain. So according to Dr. Axe, rosemary oil has been shown to improve cognitive function with a greater concentration of its molecules in the bloodstream. So if you're breathing it in, it's going to bring blood to the brain and help with concentration. And the quicker and more accurately participants were able to complete cognitive tasks when they were breathing in this wonderful scent. So spraying some before your face and taking a deep breath will help the nose and mucous membranes of the sinuses deliver this beneficial oil to the brain for better thinking. I like the combination of rosemary, sage, and lemon. So this is a beautiful scent. But if you don't like that, you can use peppermint. There's all kinds of wonderful essential oils out there. Just use the one that makes you feel perky and able to think more clearly. So we know that people who have a purpose for getting up in the morning to get on with their day, live longer and are happier. So you need to consider, what is your purpose? So there's lots of positive action we can take with wonderful supplements and essential oils to get our brain better. Remember, Dr. Daniel Amen says you can have a better brain even if you've been bad to it. So, but it takes work. It takes a healthy diet, exercise, sleep, water, deep breathing, supplements, healthy relationships, and purpose. So I work with emotional healing, and I find that having emotional baggage can drag a person down so they don't even want to feel better. One of my favorite remedies is distress remedy. I have talked about this so very much, and it's because it's so effective. It is used for old trauma, new trauma. It helps you get centered, concentrate on what's important in life, and it can help you think better, because we know that when we're upset about something, we can't think good. So having distress remedy on hand, maybe in your purse or backpack or your briefcase, is a good preventative action. I've been very glad to have it on hand sometimes when somebody has been going through some stressful times. And you don't have to drop it in their mouth if you're not comfortable with that. You can actually put it on their pulse points and rub it in, and then it'll uptake into the bloodstream that fast and help them feel calmer. You can mix it with essential oils, and I've done that too. So here we come with our action steps. Pick a supplement that will heal your brain from past trauma, and be sure you're taking omega-3 essential fatty acids, both EPA and DHA. Aim to get at least 7 to 8 hours of restorative sleep at night. Use some lavender essential oil, and no screen time an hour before bed. That means no TV, no iPad. You can read a book. You can practice your gratitude and forgiveness techniques. You can pray, which is one of the things I like to do, and share what you've learned. Recommend these videos to others so that they can have hope and that they can share in the good, loving relationships of having healthy food and good supplements on hand. Keep focusing on gratitude. Be thankful for people and gifts of nature, the flowers, and all the joy around you. Thank you for reviewing. Until next week, this is Dr. Mary for the Health of It.